The journey from Samsung to Microsoft is quite good. It was full of ups and downs as well. Yeah, as per the career growth, nowadays I think 3 billion active Android users in the world. And these includes like watches, TVs, mobile phone, tablets, and he or she can expect around 15 to 16 as a joining compensation.
Android development has a share of 67% in the app development industry. But not everyone is able to crack this industry and get a good package. Welcome to Bosscoder Academy's podcast on the topic of Android development, how to get a career in this field, and how to become a good Android developer. We have invited Abhimanyu, an Android developer in Microsoft, to discuss with us the role and the responsibilities and the skills that are needed to become an Android developer. Stay tuned till the end because we have discussed a lot of important things during the middle of the video. Also, if you like this video, please hit the like button and share it with a friend who might want to become an Android developer. Also, please subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. So, hi everyone, Abhimanyu has finally joined us in this podcast. And thank you so much for joining, Abhimanyu. I think we can start with a brief introduction about yourself and what you do.
So my name is Abhimanyu Sharma. So currently I'm working as a software engineer at Microsoft. In Microsoft, I'm working as an Android developer in Authenticator team. I think most of you have used Authenticator as a day-to-day application. So I'm working in Authenticator team. And previously, I was in Samsung R&D, and I also worked as Android developer there. So I completed my bachelor's from Thapar University in 2019, and from there I got campus placed in Samsung R&D. I worked in Samsung for 2 years, and in September 2021, I joined Microsoft. So yeah, that is pretty much it about my corporate journey.
Okay. And what is the tech stack that you use at Microsoft, and what does your like day-to-day work look like?
So yeah, so the day-to-day work in Microsoft is quite good, and we got to work on many complex problems and many new areas we got to work on, and all those areas involves various type of tech stack. So right now, like I'm an Android developer there, and in Android developer, the tech stack for mobile apps so has a like involves different tools, languages, and frameworks. For first we need a device that can run an Android operating system to build the apps, to debug the apps, right? And for that we have Google has officially provided us Android Studio IDE on which we do all the coding stuff. And in the IDE there are various kinds of tools to debug. Profiler is there to analyze the memory efficiency of the app. So many tools are there. And regarding the programming languages that are involved in Android development, so there are mainly three programming languages. So first there was Java, and now Kotlin is the official language for Android. So Java is not continued anymore. So and Java, Kotlin, and Dart. So apart from these programming languages, so there are UI components that are involved in Android development. So there are many like pre-built tools, and in latest technologies, there is Jetpack Compose that are used to build the UI, which is becoming more and more popular in Android community as it is an easier way to build UI without writing much code. So your file size, your number of files will be much less if you code using Jetpack Compose. So these are the like major tech stack that is involved in Android.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how has your journey been from, let's say, Samsung to Microsoft? So, what was the journey
Yes.
like?
The journey from Samsung to Microsoft is quite good. It was full of ups and downs as well. And in Samsung, like when I decided to career my to pursue my further career goals and personal development, so I decided to switch to some other company. So I started looking for switch in January 2021. So I started preparing at that time frame. And as per the preparation goes, those like 2 to 3 months are quite intensive. 1 month you can say you can start for the basic prep, and then you start applying to different companies, right? And like this applying process is quite hectic because you can get calls like if you let's for example like if you apply to 100 companies, right? You will get the reply back from 50 companies, right? And you get the interviews from 10, and you get selected in one. So this is like the proportion that works in like majority in applying cycle. And finally, the last offer which is accepted, that matters, right? So this is the quite journey which I have gone through while switching from Samsung to Microsoft.
I mean, you are working as an R&D engineer, right?
Yes.
It's quite an interesting role in itself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why did you decided to leave it and then go for Android development?
So as I said earlier, so like like while working in Samsung, the work was quite good and quite challenging as well. Like I was in Samsung keyboard team there, so it was quite good and challenging. But at some point of time, you want to pursue bigger goals and you focus on your personal development, right? Like I was not getting enough opportunities within Samsung to pursue my goals. What vision I have for myself, I was not getting relevant opportunities there. So I started searching for new roles outside Samsung, and role that currently I am in Microsoft. So this role aligns with my long-term career goal, and it also allowed me to expand my skills and responsibilities. And apart from these, like I was also seeking opportunities which will help me build my leadership qualities, or you can say the ownership, right? So these are all the things that I was looking for while preparing and switching from Samsung.
Like, I
Yeah.
think when you were looking to move into Android development, you must have searched about the emerging trends, emerging,
Yeah.
right? So, what is something that you find exciting in this field in Android development that you think someone should continue their career in this field?
Yeah. So like nowadays, this technology and everything in any field is advancing at a more rapid rate since the Chat GPT came into the scene, right? And the similar thing happened with Android. Like when I joined in Samsung, so at that time Java was the official language for Android. But I think after 1 year into Samsung, so the Java was discontinued, and the Kotlin language, which was developed in around 2013 to 2014 time frame, it got like introduced by the Google, and Google made it as a official language for Android development, and it is more, you can say, robust and neatly written from as compared to Java. And when I came into Microsoft, so that trend changes, and now the Jetpack Compose, which is a very recent development in Android world, it got introduced. So what, like it is the latest trend we can see in the market. So what Jetpack Compose is, it's a new UI library which is made by Google as well, and we don't need to maintain the separate code and the UI files like what we previously used to do. So for, let's say you have to write any sign up page, right? So for that you have a Kotlin file as well, and an XML file in which you declare like there is one text box for username and for password and then a button. But when the Jetpack Compose was introduced, all these things got reduced, and everything you can write in Kotlin file as well. So you can see for writing one page, you have to maintain two different files. But with the introduction of Jetpack Compose, only one file is maintained, and every logic related to UI, related to backend got got into one file. So this is how you can say you can save. You have to write less code, and more robust code as compared to previous one. So this is the the latest trend that is pretty much like every company, including our app as well, are adopting, and in a much rapid way to this new library.
Right. And let's say someone learns all these things, right? That you mentioned, and they want to start the career in Android as an Android developer, let's say. How much salary can they expect? And what is the career growth look like in terms of like salary progression, in terms of career
Okay.
progression? What does it look like?
So basically, salary is a very varied concept, right? So it depends on company to company. When I started off in Samsung, right? So they have the same compensation for each new each new engineer that has joined Samsung. And when I joined Microsoft. So yeah, you get the raise when you switch companies, but it depends on company to company. But if you can say somebody like started off in a freelancing market and then wants to join a corporate world, he or she can expect around 15 to 16 as a joining compensation. And I think yeah, that's pretty much it regarding the compensation. And yeah, your second question was regarding the career growth, right? So yeah, as per the career growth, like nowadays, I think I have read it in some of the newsletter. So there are 3 billion active Android users in the world, and these includes like watches, TVs, mobile phone, tablets, and many Android devices. So you can judge from this like 3 billion active Android user, and it is bound to increase as there are more devices comes in every year. Like we have launched, like each major company launches its product every year, right? So like I can surely say that Android is here to stay, and it will stay for a much longer time. The advancement and feature enhancements in it will take place at its own pace. So yeah, the career growth, you can say it's quite good in Android
Okay.
and a
And what
promising career growth.
like roadmap look like to get that to become a good Android developer, right? And
Yeah.
set up a career, like set up a good career basically in this.
Yes. So the roadmap, like any other field, so basically first you have to get comfortable with the basics, right? Get to know about what are the basic terminologies, what are the basic. First of all, you have to get comfortable with the programming language that is used in Android, and then you can start, by building small apps, small any kind of app you want to develop. You can start just building the small basic apps, and then you can advance as per your learning on. And there are like many free courses and also paid courses that are developed are there over the internet, and you can refer those. And as per my suggestion, after some point of time when you are basically comfortable with your basic preparation, then you should start with the freelancing. What it will benefit you, if you are if you start freelancing, then you can learn the emerging market technologies. And after doing a freelancing for some time, and then if you want to switch to corporate world, it is very easy to switch to corporate world, because you will be familiar with everything before entering into corporate. And this will pave the way you want to pursue your Android career, and it will be very easy to get you comfortable with all the technologies that will come forward, right?
Right.
So this is, I think, the best way to to start with Android development. First, clear with the get comfortable with the basic, then start some freelancing work, and then if you want to switch to corporate, you can do that.
Right. And
Yeah.
I think when you interviewed at Microsoft, so can you give us a brief walkthrough? Like, what was the interview process like? How were you like selected for the interview, right? And what were the
Okay.
questions that were asked in the interview?
So yeah, so when I got the confirmation from Microsoft, we will be conducting the interview rounds with you. So at that time, I was not specified I will be going into an Android team or not. It was just a general SDE interview, right? So it consists of, I think, 5 rounds. So first round was an online assessment round. In that round, I was asked 2 questions. One was a DSA question, and the second was a debugging question. And those 2 questions were taken by the Microsoft in their own platform. I think they use Codelity to conduct the online assessment. So if you pass these 2 questions, then you will get the interview, one-on-one interview rounds, right? And after I cleared the online assessment, I got the mail from HR ki you are selected for the interviews, and there will be total 4 rounds, 3 normal rounds, and one and the last round with the hiring manager round. So in the 3 rounds, so my first round was data structures and algorithm round, in which I was asked 2 questions. So I think regarding the difficulty levels, I will rate those as a medium level difficult questions, not too much hard questions, but yeah, like if you have a good preparation of a month or two, you can easily crack those questions. And in the second round, I was also that round was like a mix of DSLGO and system design round. So I was asked one DSL Go question that was also a low to medium difficulty level. And the second question was a high level design. So I was given some scenario, and they told me how will you approach this scenario, and they have their follow up questions. If you do this, how will you explain this? Like all these questions that you are get engaged with the interviewer. So and that question I can rank it in a medium to high difficulty level, because if you are not prepared enough for the system design, then you will find it difficult to answer that question. And the third round was the total system design round. I think in that round, I think, yeah, there was only one question, but that one question got stretched in a 40 minutes time frame. So it was totally like the interview asked me to, write the low level design code as well. And interviewer has many corner cases that she asked me on the interview, and I think I was able to solve all of them. And yeah, like it depends on your preparation. If you have practiced system design questions, then you can easily crack that round. Otherwise you will find it some difficulties to get the hold of that round. And and the last round was the hiring manager round. So in hiring manager round, like, you don't know, like, you don't have any clear pathway. Like, what a hiring manager can ask you anything regarding your previous work in the company, any DSA question, any system design question, and any, like, out of the blue, any kind of question he can ask. So you have to be keep your mindset open in any case. Like, he can surprise you at, like, with any type of questions. And as per my case, he also asked me kind of a system design question, but in a real world application. He asked me, like, what is the data structure that you will use? Because in, like, when I started solving that question, we got narrowed down to a particular problem, and in that particular problem, I can say a try data structure was getting used. So that was a very good problem, and yeah, that was a very good round as well. And it got stretched to 1 hour 45 minutes. So after that hiring manager round, I think in 2 to 3 days I got the confirmation that I was selected in Microsoft.
Okay. And
Yeah.
I think you are also a subject matter expert in Android development as well, right?
Yeah.
So you must be getting a lot of problems from people. So what are some common problems that people face in Android development?
So yeah, as like Android development, like any software development, comes with its own set of challenges, right? So as you know, there are a variety of Android devices that run in the market, right? From phone to foldable phones as of now, and tablets, and even wearables as well, like watch and the TV. So making app compatible with the every kind of screen size is quite challenging, right? So this is one of the challenges that everyone is face. And yeah, it takes effort to make an app that is compatible across all the devices, right? So this is one of the challenge. And also, like, optimizing your Android app, which let's say, like, there are many people among the active users which can't afford the big the premium segments of the mobile, right? So in those phones, and we have to, if you want to run your app, so you have to write in a very efficient way in a memory, in terms of memory and performance, that your app runs on the low memory devices. Like, every functionality that you planning to have in your app can run in low memory efficient devices. So this is one of the major challenge that developer face from time to time. And you know also regarding the security, right? Nowadays, like, there are many online leaks and thefts that happening. So for your Android device to be more secure, and this is also a challenging area that many Android developer face. And there are many advancement in technologies are happening right now, which make an developer equipped with many technologies, so that he can make an app secure from any external threats like SQL injection and cross-site scripting. So these are some of the common challenges that every Android developer faces.
Okay. I think
Yeah.
learning any development thing is a continuous process. Like new technologies come up, so you have to keep upskilling yourself. So,
Yeah.
what advice would you like to give to aspiring developers about continuous learning?
Yeah. So the advice that I wanted to give is basically cultivate a curious mindset, right? Be inquisitive about new technologies, programming languages, and development that is happening in your area of interest, right? Be curious, be open to learn. Don't be, I can say, like, don't be much rigid about, like, let's say if you are doing some work in your area of interest and some new technologies comes in, don't be rigid to stick into the previous development. Have an open mindset, growth mindset, so that you can, accustom and yourself to the new technologies, emerging technologies, which will in turn helpful to you and your career growth in coming times, right? If you stick to any older, older technology or older way of anything, then it will be not good for you in software development, as well, especially in software development cases. And also, like, if you can try to contribute to, open source as much as possible, it will help you cultivate the, like, growth mindset in a way you can't even imagine. So I think these are some of the advices from me to, new aspiring developers that is just starting their careers in this field.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think it was a very insightful session with you, Abhimanyu, right? And I'm glad to have you on a podcast. And thank you so much for the tips. I think, yeah,
Yeah.
for everyone, I think the podcast has not ended yet. So yeah, stick around. And yeah, thank you so much, Abhimanyu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you. I want to thank you as well for inviting me to this podcast. So, and I hope I can be of some help to all the viewers that are watching.
yeah. By the way, we are going to include Abhimanyu's LinkedIn profile in the description, so you can check him out and you can connect with him on LinkedIn, right? And yeah, thank you for joining, Abhimanyu. Thank you again.
Thank you.